Thus far, we've answered all of the questions that have been put to us, and now we feel that it is appropriate for us to talk of our message. And so we would like to bring your attention to the state that we are in these days. It is very important for everybody to be able to see what it is that is occurring around them. We must not be blind to what is happening. We are being controlled. Our thoughts, our energies, our spirit is constantly being corralled, being captivated, held in prison. We are not free spirits in the sense that we should be. We have suffered a series of mind control that has left us in a place of little flexibility, little mental flexibility. We are unable to think beyond what is there presented to us in front of our eyes. This is not our fault. This has been a slow drip of extreme, clever manipulation of our psyches, of our mental states. And now, little by little, mankind is beginning to wake up to this. Mankind is beginning to understand that something is not right. For we are sold the belief that we are free, that we have democracy, that we have choice. And it is nothing more than an illusion. For mankind is no freer now than it ever has been. Mankind has constantly been under control. Controlled by those who wish to manipulate the energy that surrounds us, to maintain the energy in that dark, heavy place. And they have done what could be described as a good job, for they have the majority of mankind in a stupor, in a blind stupor in which mankind is very willing to turn upon its own self, to maintain that status quo, to continue along with the same myth, the same lie. Mankind has come to the point of being its own police force, of controlling its own self. And those that have put this into place can sit back and watch it unfold as we ourselves become our own slave masters. And this has gone on for too long now, and it's time to make that change. And the change is being made, and for this reason we are here. But we want to offer you some advice so that you might not be caught out or trapped within this paradigm, this way of thinking. They've sold us the lie that mankind is nothing more than a diminutive speck of dust in this vast universe of space. We've been told that we are really nothing more important than anything else. We have no special place in this universe. We are one of many millions of planets that has life on it. And so we have been led to believe that we are worthless, meaningless, without purpose, accidental. And this has taken away such a lot of our own power. This has taken away such a lot of our own worth. For we feel worthless. Add to that the feeling of guilt that we now sense as an entire population. Guilt for existing, guilt for travelling, guilt for being, guilt for throwing away, guilt for buying, guilt for breathing. And this is a very sad place to be, for we are special. For we are not here by accident. We are here as part of the grand scheme, the grand plan. But on purpose, that special feeling has been taken away from us, has been ripped out of our hands, and replaced with one of a meaningless existence, a one-time life, where the most important thing is to be great. The most important thing is to be famous, is to be renowned, to be rich, to make it. And so we have a planet filled with people who are facing in the wrong direction, who are facing toward any kind of stimulation that makes them feel important. For we know that we are important on some level. We can feel it. And yet we are constantly told that we are unimportant. Or worse, that we are too many. And so we seek ways of feeling that importance. Unfortunately, those ways are the materialistic ways, those steeped in gain, in winning. And this leaves us ever more empty. The more we win, the more empty we feel. For we can never fill ourselves up with gain. We can never fill ourselves up with money. We can never fill ourselves up with importance. For it washes over us in an instant, and very quickly after we have won something so important to us, when we place another million into the bank. And then we sit and we realize that we feel emptier than ever. We have a great name, we have a great profile. People know us. We have 3 million followers on our particular social media. And yet here we are, alone, empty, in a meaningless life. And this is what has been sold to us as important, and it is of the least importance to us. For us to be filled, for us to feel fulfilled, we need something completely different. We need to be fulfilled from within, not from without. In fact, our whole existence comes from within and not from without. The external is purely feedback for what is happening on the inside, internally. And when the external goes wrong, when something goes wrong, that gives us the message, the warning that something on the inside is wrong. And when the external goes right, that is the message to let you know that on the inside, everything is as it should be. But unfortunately, we have everything upside down. And so everybody is focusing on the external. And the internal, the inside, our inner health, our inner spiritual health, is so neglected. And so it's time for us to turn around, to turn our backs on the external, and to start to feed, to care for our inner self, our inner spirituality. It isn't that the external is bad. Oh no, the external is what keeps us alive. The external is what allows us to function, allows life to go on as it is planned. But the internal is who we are. It is what we are. And it is from whence we came. And so by ignoring the internal, by ignoring our own inner self, our higher selves, our soul, if you wish to put it that way, we are denying the most elemental force of ourselves. And for that reason, so many people feel abandoned and alone, for they have abandoned their own selves, for they have turned their back on themselves. Ladies and gentlemen, please, we ask you to begin to become aware of the stark manipulations, of the lies, of the mistruths, of the distortions that are coming your way on a daily basis, with the end of getting you to focus on the unimportant and getting you to ignore the important. For what is important in this life? What really is important in this life? What is important is your inner self, or the souls that have agreed to live this life out with you, those people who are important around you, those people with whom you have chosen to share this experience, for there is a contract that is playing out. And those key people that are within your life or have come in and gone out of your life have all had a role to play, and you in their life too. And so what is important are those souls, is your spirituality. And we are not talking about religion, for religion has been starkly manipulated too. There is nothing on this earth that has not been manipulated. We want to clarify something. We want you to use a tenet, a premise, from this moment on. And that premise is that everything that you know, everything that has been told to you, is potentially a lie. Now, that does not mean that you spend your life mistrusting everybody and everything. That is not the purpose of this tenet. What we wish to impart to you is that you can no longer gulp down the camel of belief. We are sold lie after lie after lie, always in the name of science, development, studies, new technology, new ways of thinking, latest discoveries. And we are not saying that every one of these is incorrect. However, what we will say is, when big discoveries come through the media, for the media is, like all things, controlled, contrived, then you must pay attention. You must ask yourself, is this really true? You must question. Perhaps it's something that you will never know. You don't have the means or the ability to investigate further. But all we ask is that you do not accept, that you use patience and wait and understand that this could be true or this could not be true. We are bombarded. Lies rain down upon us, so much so that these lies have infiltrated themselves into every aspect of mankind's life, so much so that now it is difficult, it is very difficult, nay impossible, to pick between the truth and lies. But that's okay. That is fine, and we will tell you why. Because there is only one truth. And so it is not necessary for you to harbour, for you to take on board any other truth. There is no need. The one truth is that we are divine. The one truth is that we are from God, the divine, and that there is a plan. and that everything is okay. Everything is as it should be. And knowing this allows you to continue through the rough seas, to continue through whatever problems might ensue, knowing that all is well. For we are sold so many lies about problems, troubles. Everything is troublesome, or so it seems. And we could very easily take all of these stories, mistruths, and believe them. And that would make us into extremely unhappy, uncomfortable, unsatisfied people. For this is what we are seeing. We are seeing many, many, many billions of people looking for ways to escape this harsh, cruel reality, whether it be through ending this life or by choosing a path so destructive, so self-destructive that this life ends anyway. For why be here if it's so bad? And so, our message to you is to begin to use your own eternal spiritual judgment. Do not be swayed by the comings and goings, the waves of information that are constantly flowing back and forth, of information that is just there to control, distort and confuse. We ask you to use your intuition, the teacher that is within, and for you to use your insights, the sights that you see within, the visions from within, for they are the truth. To access this intuition, to access this insight, all you need do is to begin to calm the mind, to still yourself, and to sit. To sit and ask a question. Send out a question for the highest good, and then sit and focus on your breathing, and do nothing more. And watch and listen, for the message and the answer will come. The more you do this, the more you will realize that the real peace, the real godly moments are found in those moments of absolute calm and silence. For our voice is quiet, and so for you to hear us, you must be quiet too. And so please, turn off, shut down, turn your back on all of this negative, horrible message that keeps coming, and understand that all is love. And we are love, we are divine, and we are part of the most beautiful, exceptional plan that was ever created. Amen.